Hi everybody, and today we will be continuing our tutorial on how we can make an RPG game inside of Scratch. So let's get into it. So there could be some sort of a bug that I might have noticed right here, which is a NPC bug. Yeah, I don't like it either. Now, we need to actually put this in a separate script instead. If you're noticing the bug where when we go near the, we can't really go there when we're doing it, so don't worry, this can be easily fixed. All we need to do is get rid of this script, duplicate the script, and then we have this one. And then we can just drag it in here. Now that's a lot better. Yes. Sorry if you got worried about this bug. And very sorry about me being slow in the other episode. Apologies. There is one thing I have noticed. It's the fact that it's really easy to kill our enemy. Okay, so let's change that. We want it so that if we're not touching the enemy, we can attack it. Yep, and then we can drag that in here. Now let's test that out. If I'm touching it at Gobo, I can attack it, but when I'm away from him, I can. Wow, this is truly amazing. You must be very pleased with yourself right now. But what if we want something, a different type of NPC? This one looks really good. What about a different type of NPC? Anything you can think of? Maybe I don't know which one we should do. So why not we just try and add a new one in our garden one. So instead of adding an NPC, we'll be adding an item. So let's get into it. Let's try and add an item. Oh yeah, we're already inside of it, but still, I accidentally said that. Now I'm just gonna draw a quick model of a knife. Okay, now let's use the bucket tool to fill it in. By the way, yours doesn't have to be a knife, only if you want to. You can do whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to call this one as a knife. That looks good. We might want to pump the size up a bit if yours is small like mine is. Well, yours can be whatever size you like. Perfect. Now, where do I want this? Oh yes, in the garden. Okay, now when our backdrop switches to garden, show. And now we want it so that if we're not in the garden, it will disappear. So let's find. So our costume number for my garden is 4. Make sure to check yours, and then put the costume number for where your garden is right in here. Mine was 4. Okay, so now the knife knows where it is. So we can go ahead and go here. Press E to go somewhere. There's a knife here. And then we can go somewhere else. And then the knife has disappeared. Well, that's good. Good. If it's not working like this so far, please check back on your code. And another thing is that you must be very pleased with how it is right now. Now. But right now the knife does basically nothing. Yes, so let's fix that. So we want it so that when we pick up the knife, it can go in our inventory. However, we have not made a list for it yet. We'll get a inventory. We'll get to doing that soon. Wait until. No, that one needs to be an and. Make sure that's an and. Touching player and okay, now make sure that one has your backdrop number in it, because we don't want to make it so that if the cat's on a different backdrop, I can still pick it up. And then we need to go ahead and make a list. Now this is going to be a big change, since this one will be our inventory. We'll add logic for hiding and closing inventory. Now we'll just hide it. And then wait for player if backdrop number equals 4. 4 add what your knife item is going to be. Knife hide. We want it to hide, so it's basically not there anymore. And then we can stop this script, so it doesn't keep on going on and on again. Now we want to go stop this script, and we also want to go broadcast forever. We actually don't need this one, so just move it over there, don't delete it, and then call it hide forever. When I receive hide forever, hide forever, we can hide and hide and then put a forever loop in it, so it counts as a forever. And then we can take a look at this. For now, we will just show the list so we can see it. Oh, now we can't see our cat. Now, when we do this, we have a knife in our inventory. Very nice, but we don't want this to be here the whole game. Only when we press open and close. So let's make a code and some logic for that. When green flag clicked, forever. Wait until E key is pressed. Key is pressed, and then show list. Show list inventory. We also want it to hide the list. Show list. And then we want to wait until the E key is pressed again, and then I think we need to hide the list. Now when we press the E, my script is not working. Interesting. Yes, this is the wrong script. Silly me. Now, if the E key is, we want it to hide the list when we press the green flag, and then when the E key is pressed, we want to make another variable, and then list open. Let's call it full sprite. Now, when E key pressed, if we also want to set that to list open to 0. If list open equals 0, equals 0, we also want, if list open equals 0, we want to show list, and then if it equals 1, we want to hide the list. Hide the list, and then we want to set list open to 1, and then set list open to 0. None. After that, if it's like that, we need to stop the script. And if that's like, we don't need to stop it then. So we've made a working toggle so that when we press the E key, opens and closes. However, we could make this far better. Yes, make the list wide open. Now we need to add an inventory background. Inventory background, and our background round will be this very simple one with the color fill of black. Of black. Very good. Now on the inventory, and now on the player sprite, we can add this to here, and then if we need to also, when we do this, we need to show and then stop the script, and then I think we need to hide. Oh yes, and we also need to make it so when the green flag clicked, we hide, and then oops, wrong button. It's E. Yes, that is perfect. You should be really pleased with how this came out, since now we have a knife in our inventory, but we can't use the item. There seems to be no use to it. Let me just check how long I've been recording. 13 minutes. Anyway, I have a working inventory system, and you should as well. Otherwise, you should check back on your code, and we also need to put another if in right here if list open not equal if list open equals 1, we can then put this in here like so. And now whenever we press E, if we try to move, we can't move, which is really good and kind of important. I keep on getting mixed up. Now, we want to make it so that our weapon, if you have one, you can only attack Gobo if you have the weapon selected. So let's get let's do that. go on to the NPC2 sprite, which is our enemy. Now let's do another variable. Now let's call this variable a particular name. Let's call it item select TED for all sprites. Now I'm gonna do. Now make sure if you want to, you can do the large readout. Readout so it's nice and clear. Perfect. We want to set item selected to no item selected. Perfect. Now, now when in inventory, let's make you used to that and make another sprite. I want to make the fill nice and white, and then put some text on it. Now right onto its select, and then oh yeah, we also want to write item on it. Perfect. And now we could call it inventory button 1. Perfect. Okay, so then when we press that, we also want to put the exact same code from there into here. Okay, so now when we press the E key, we also need to do one crucial thing, which is when green flag clicked, go to front layer. We also might want to do it on this one, since it could be quite useful. Now, when we do this, this should be open. Where is it? Is this not even It's right where it's hiding underneath the list. There you go. And just to ensure that it's going to be there every time we press the green flag, we might as well set its position. Oops. Why? Oh yes, we want to put a forever loop into the go to front layer on this one. Because we don't want to hide forever. Put it there. And then we get this. Brilliant. But now if we try to click on the item, there's a problem. It does nothing. This is simply because we haven't coded it yet. Yeah, so let's do that. When the sprite is clicked, we want to ask it a question. Then what item would you like to select? Let's test that out. Now ask that which item would you like to select? We should modify it by double clicking on this into the correct position. No, actually let's just rewrite it. What item number would you like to select? which would you like to select? And then we would set item selected to item answer. Now we want it to be an item number of item so item selected to answer of list. Okay, now let's press E. Which item would you like to select? Aha! It works perfectly. You should be actually really happy that this works now. And now we should make it so if item selected on Gobo, on NPC2, equals 2, we can attack it. If not, touching player and item equaling item selected equaling a knife. Okay, so now let's test that out. We have no item selected, so we have to go E. Oh, that could be a big problem. Let's fix that, since this guy wants you to press E to go there, but that's also the button for inventory for it. Press T to go somewhere if T. Perfectly done. Right. Now press T to go somewhere, and then we can find a knife. Perfect. Anyway, there's a little bug where we need to delete all of inventory. Let's try that again. And then we get that, and then we have a knife, and then we have when we press E, knife. Item 1. And then we can go somewhere like the cave. And now let's see that if we don't have a knife, let's see what happens. Hey. Oh yes. I did a little coding error. Sorry. If not touching player and item selected equals knife. Let's try that again. Press T to go somewhere. First we need to check if we are gonna be able to attack it. If we do that, no, we need a knife. So then we can go to the grass mainland and then press T. And then we can select the item number, and then we could go here, and then we could go to the cave. Yeah, and that's what you need to do and go through this process whenever you're making a new item. So I'm sure you get that, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And bye-bye.